This week on LCARA HAMRadio, we test out the Jetstream JTB1B, a 3/5/8 stacked antenna. It's about 18 feet long. It's a honker, but it is really, really nice. And we're going to work with KO4 OSS at his farm, doing a review, unboxing, and putting it together. A little bit longer than usual, but I think you'll enjoy it. That's what's coming up this week on LCARA HAMRadio. So we're showing a little bit of the paperwork here that comes with the antenna. It's just one sheet. This is the front side and goes through a lot of the specs and so forth and gives you a few of the instructions on how to put it together. The good thing is Josh has put these together many, many times, so he knows what he's doing. So we'll just follow along with him over the next several minutes. So this is how the antenna comes. It's in 3 sections. It's going to be about 16 feet 9 inches total. It's a dual band antenna, as you can see, the JTB1B or JTB1 Bravo. And they ship them this way just to keep the shipping down. Anything greater than 6 feet normal post is going to cost you extra. So they've basically got it into 3 sections. And just pretend I'm not here.
You're not here. Brian who?
Brian who?
Never seen him.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The biggest mistake people make I've seen with these, Brian, is this right here. Do not seal the bottom of the antenna. The antenna has a built-in weep at the bottom. And people seal that weep up. And that's why it holds water. They know water's going to get in here. On the earlier versions, they did not put a weep in it, and they would fill up with water.
They learned from that, I'm sure.
But right here at the very bottom, you can see the weep. That's for the bolt that holds it, and that's what holds that in. The weep is down here. When we pull this out, you'll see that there's a half moon where any water that gets in here is going to leak out.
Oh, is that right?
The bottom.
Okay.
And I've watched videos where people put these together and they caulk it and seal it all up, and then they're like, oh, well, there's going to be condensation happening here.
Right.
It's a hollow piece of plastic. You know, I don't care how well you seal it, you'll still get condensation. This is a solid brass rod, not a hollow one. And these are all the same. So when I tune these, that's the innards of that section.
When you tune them, what do you do?
I will cut, because they're in 5 wavelength sections. I'll usually cut 8 inches right off the top of there or the bottom of there, and I'll take 8 inches off of each section.
8 inches?
If I'm going for 156.
Oh, to move up into the business band.
If I'm going up into the business band.
Right, right.
If I was tuning this from where it came from the factory, which is going to be about 145 flat, let's say I wanted to tune it for 146, I'd be cutting off like a 1/16 of an inch out of each section.
Right.
Rather than taking 3/16 off the top, because now I've unbalanced it.
Right.
They've got to be, each section has to be phased exactly the same. whole entire antenna will slide right out of the bottom. And then that is that section. So if you look here, this is the load coil down here. There's that 100 kilovolt dog tick I was telling you about. That's in all of them. They all look like this. Every one I've taken apart. Doesn't matter
There's
which
one for
brand
2
it
and
is.
one for 70. So that's probably for one, and then under the tape is the other one.
Yeah, there's one under the tape there. You can see how it's attached to the load coil in a different spot.
Right.
The foam insulators are just there to keep this from banging around inside the pipe. That's all they're there.
Say that one more time, sir.
This is always the #1 spot for leaks, is right here with these.
Mm-hmm.
So I always check this cap to make sure that it's on there secure, because this cap is just covering this aluminum piece where this fiberglass slides into that. And if it hasn't been sealed good, it will leak. And if you look up inside there, you can see some of the silicone sealant that they used to seal that up.
Mm-hmm. Sure can. You can see that little bead.
Yeah. You know, and that set screw just sits right in here.
And within that little collar, I guess.
That's what holds it. That's it. Here all the way.
And that way the pieces will go together.
Yeah, and the reason I'm doing it apart like this is because you saw how this one was inside this piece. If I attach this to this now and then push it through to where it comes out the bottom, I can make it to that last connection.
Right.
So let's go together. You just lock that down. And when I'm putting one up for real, once I like it, I solder all this too.
Right.
I solder every bit of it. I don't leave any of it unsoldered. I want to make sure I have some sticking out the bottom of that, so I'm going to push this up until I see some sticking out the bottom, like that. Then I'm going to push these two together, and on this, Brian, so you've got, this is just like any regular plumbing compression fitting. So this black line is where they're saying your overlap needs to be. You know, you want every bit of that up to that black line in there. And then this is part of the sealing collet. You want to make sure that that rubber is down there and even. This brass cover goes over it, and when you tighten these up, it compresses that, just like a compression fitting on any normal plumbing.
Right.
And normally I would tighten this down with a wrench, make it really tight, then tape the crap out of it. But since in the end I'm going to give this to the club, and we're going to use it for deployments, races and stuff, we want to still where we can still take it apart. We're never going to put this up somewhere unless the club decides they want to put it up at a repeater site permanently, and then we'll do a permanent. But for our purposes, we're going to want to take this apart, pack it in the woods, set it up, be able to take it back apart. Because it's 18 feet long when it's all together. That'd be too much to transport back and forth.
Right.
$300 on a what's the name I'm trying to use?
Comet or
Diamond. Diamond's your most expensive, followed by Comet. The Diamond version of this is almost $300. I think the Comet version of this is just behind it, really close. Loosen up that. Set screw. And I really like the solid. I think I already told you that. I like the solid rod over the hollow.
Over the hollow.
Just because I can crimp it down tight. Or with the hollow one, when you tighten up that set screw, it has a tendency to crush the hollow, and you never get a good tight bond because now you've crushed it. Want to make sure that's in there all the way. Again, we have that black line all the way to it. I always want to make sure that this is seated right, because you see how it goes down unevenly? You want to make sure that you really have it equally on there all the way around, because the compression part of it relies on it being set right. If it's not set right, it's not going to compress right. And that is a tuning room. It shows something in the instructions about that.
Right.
And I always set these flat on the table when I do it, so that you don't end up getting it together like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I will actually mount this piece to my tower first, and then feed my coax up into it, attach it to the antenna, and then slide the antenna down in there. For a lot of people, put this whole thing together with the coax out and then mount it. I find it easier to get this piece on the tower first and up there. That way I'm only dealing with one 10mm nut bolt making that connection, rather than dealing with these, which I don't have the wing nuts on like Don does. It makes it so much nicer.
Well, we had a bunch of them.
And if we're going to use this in the field and deploy it regularly and out, we'll probably throw wing nuts on that.
Right. You're thinking this one will go up on CBR5 location?
Yeah, because I think with this, we can eliminate CBR 1 and 2.
That would be amazing if we can.
I think we can knock them right out, get rid of them. We will definitely be able to hit the 88 from here.
Oh, yeah.
And the 150, I have no doubt.
Probably hit the 45 from it.
We can. I know we can. We're dubbing that out, man.
We're dubbing it out.
Okay. This nut or bolt and washer is what's going to hold the bottom of the antenna in right here.
Right there.
At that spot.
That's the part Don doesn't like.
And I will say that I agree with Don, especially on those, because the inset on those is only about this long.
Right.
Where this one is that much longer. It's got less room to wiggle around.
Okay.
And this is a tuning ring, 100%. Did it say anything in the instructions about that being a tuning ring?
Look at it again.
I think these radials are longer than what's on the tram, to be honest with you, by a few inches. Hold my beer. I'm going to put it right there.
Yeah, let's put it in the middle. Because that will affect where the dip occurs.
Yes. Appears to be nice.
Yeah, the ends look...
It's got end connectors on it. That's money in itself. I need that. I only need one end to a 239 because that coax will connect to there.
Mm-hmm.
That's
an end there.
That side, and I need this one. No, I need to go from an end to a 239. I need the opposite of that. I need this one.
Yep.
Say, that seems like it doesn't want to go.
That's what we got the ham in it.
Last nut and
Which
washer. Got it right here. Okay. What's that? In there, right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it down. There you go. That's going to show reverse. Let's hope those get tight enough to bite onto that pipe.
Yeah, I don't know if it will or not. They get pretty far down there. That pipe's what, 3/4?
Probably 1 inch.
1? Thank you, Bruno. I don't do anything that I can't catch on camera.
12.3, what it says. The 350, that's Oneida, isn't it?
I think so.
Is that power level? That's in reverse.
So we're going to look at watts, right? Or are we looking at
We're
SWR?
looking at SWR right at the moment.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing.
Hardly moving.
Not even a watt.
So we're looking at it. What'd you put it on?
It's, well, the arrow's pointing this way to the radio, so it's in reverse.
SWR.
Yeah.
So there's hardly any.
Nothing.
Okay.
And that's at 145.
Right.
If we turn this to 146, look at that, it's even less.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
1 to 1.
Oh, yeah.
And he went to 147.045.
I don't have that in here.
Oh, that's okay.
This is the 360 though in Knoxville. Came back 3/4 scale.
Dang. It was a little higher SWR on that one, but
A little bit higher. Well, it's at 147.9 when I key it up.
Right.
We're going higher up into the band.
now how do I read this dial when it comes to SWR?
Well, it's the direction of the arrow.
That's hardly moving.
Yeah, but my power level is on low. That's on high. So let's look at how many watts is going out. Oh, there's over 50 watts going out. And if we turn it in reverse.
How many's coming back? 3?
On high.
On high.
Yeah.
3 on
watts
high.
coming back. So almost nothing.
What is that, 0.6?
Yeah.
1.6?
About 1.6. Well, thanks for coming back to me, Mike. Brian and I were just setting up an antenna, making a little bit of video here, and got it all set up and just checking it out.
You sound like you're sitting there right up at the repeater site, but it's good that you did it when you did, because I just left the 88 after having it down and doing the controller swap. So I think we got our audio levels balanced a little better this time for remote receive sites and Echolink IRLP and All-Star.
Well, I'm getting full scale receive on it. I've just got this antenna maybe 8-9 feet off the ground, down over the hill, well below where I'm normally talking from, and I'm only doing 5 watts.
Well, I'll just say this, you're full quieting that repeater. I don't hear a bit of noise on you at all.
KY4 BDP, Brian, testing a Jetstream antenna and a Yaesu 2900 in Wayne County, Kentucky.
Well, this is KK4 DUP in Livingston. You're coming in full quieting, loud and clear. Am I looking at a 100-foot antenna somewhere on your farm out there?
Who was that again? I never can remember his name. Not quite that long, no. We just put together for a YouTube channel video here. Got KY4 BDP Brian and KO4 OSS at his farm, and we're in Wayne County, kind of on the western end, and he's got a Jetstream antenna. It's about 18 feet. It's 3 5/8 stacked, and lots of gain. So it's a good antenna. We're not actually in a really great spot, but just kind of hitting some of the repeaters here in the 88 up north and so on. And you're coming in full quieting as well.
Well, this is just wonderful. We both have something to be proud of here. So, you're good to go. KK4 DUP.
Let's see, he is KO4 QWO.
Yep.
KO4 QWO, KO4 OSS.
KO4 OSS, KO4 QWO. What's going on there, Bob?
I'm just checking out a new antenna, Jim. I got the Jetstream, just like the Tram, but put the Jetstream sticker on it. And just set it up here and checking it out. I've only got it about 10 feet off the ground, and I'm down here in the hole doing 5 watts, just checking it out.
It sounds pretty good there. Put it up to 10 watts or so, get a little bit of that bacon frying out of it.
It's got some noise. How about that right there? That's probably 45 watts. That make a difference?
Oh yeah, man. Clear as a bell, like you were sitting here in the living room.
Good deal. Well, I've got a good return on you, man. That's good.
Not bad for 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah, and $85.
Found a good deal on one, did you?
That's what they're going for right now at R&L. Sure are. That's regular price.
Well, we'll wrap up the video there. We did reach out to another repeater over 60 miles away in Clinton, Tennessee from this location. So the antenna did quite well given that it's, very low to the ground, about 9-10 feet. Had a great time putting the antenna together and watching Josh, who's got a lot of experience with this type of antenna from various manufacturers, putting it together. And as you can see here, taking it apart. And that way it can be taken to other locations, depending on where we might need it, the rally, for instance, or other types of events in the future. If you like this content, subscribe. Many people who watch our videos aren't subscribers, but just click that subscriber. It won't hurt anything, and you'll be able to see when we come out with our next video. If you like the video, also click that thumbs up. I'm KY4 BDP Brian for the Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association. We hope you enjoyed this video on the Jetstream JTB1B. We'll see you down the road in the next video. 73, everybody.